It's another WRAL weather alert day. Flooding, rains, and severe storms possible. I'll show you the new flood watch that's in effect for the area coming up.
Yeah, there it is. We have a look from the WRAL Storm Tracker right now at your commute this morning as it's out on the roads. This is a live look right now at the conditions on I-40 East in Raleigh.
Search and rescue crews will return here to Raleigh Beach this morning to search for a man who disappeared after going swimming yesterday. Just ahead, a look at the efforts underway, picking back up today, and how the city is working to make this area safer.
A federal investigation is now underway into the Delta Airlines meltdown. The airline is still trying to get people to their destinations. Some have been stuck for days. A lot of passengers just beyond frustrated there. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. Welcome to your Wednesday. You're stuck with us for the morning, but we'll get you through this WRAL Weather Alert Day. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your Wednesday here. We had a great sunrise yesterday at this time. A little more clouds out there this morning. Amy Wilmoth is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. A little more activity also down to the east there.
That's right. It's the eastern and southern parts of the area right now getting some light to moderate rain. We don't have any lightning showing up. That's toward the coast. The heavier rain moving away from us, which is good. We're approaching the heart of the morning commute. But we still have some light rain over eastern Wake County, down into Johnston County. Clayton getting some rain right now. Our southern community is getting a little bit of rain. Hope County, the southwestern part, still under a flash flood warning until 7:30. The southern part of the area over the last 12 hours has had about 2 to 2.5 inches of rain. We've had some very heavy rain again, and that is why we have a flood watch now in effect. This is new this morning. It's in effect for everyone through Thursday. We also have a level 1 risk for severe storms for the northern half of the area. That's also new this morning. The biggest threat will be some strong damaging wind gusts. So let's take a look at this with Futurecast. For the morning commute, I think the heavier rain will be east of us, but some light rain still lingering along I-95. And then we're going to get a nice little break for the middle part of the day. But then in the afternoon and evening, same thing we've had the last few days. Showers and storms will form, and within any of these, we could have some localized flooding and some damaging wind gusts as well. Just a slim chance for some hail or an isolated tornado. 75 the current temperature in Raleigh. The Garden's getting a nice dose of rain again overnight. We're going to get a little bit of a break again for the middle part of the day, but another round of storms headed our way. I'm going to show you how much rain we could have coming up in just a little bit, Ken.
All right, Amy, those wet conditions that you just mentioned leading to wet roads this morning, as you can see right now from our map this morning. We're not seeing any major problems on our roadways this morning. Some good news to report, though. We've been monitoring a crash on Wade Avenue on eastbound I-40. That crash has just cleared in the last few minutes or so. This is a live camera for I-40 and Wade Avenue. You can see traffic has definitely picked up a bit, not causing any problems in that area whatsoever. We do have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roadways this morning. Kelsey Coffey giving you a closer look at to what to expect as you head out. Kelsey, good morning. And you're in Wake County. Set the scene for us.
Ken, where we are on 40 East is not, there's not that much active rain here at the moment, but we'll still give you a look now at road conditions. The main thing that you need to be aware of is that roads will be wet throughout our viewing area. The third weather alert day in a row, our meteorologist team says there has been 2 to 4 inches of rain across most of Johnston and Wake counties over the past 3 days. So give yourself a little bit of extra time for your morning commute because you want to slow down and watch your speed. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
The overnight storms in the Triangle had crews working to clear up power outages. Nick Perlin was in Chapel Hill in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, where about 2,000 homes just got power back within the last hour.
Crews with Duke Energy worked all morning to restore power to several areas in Orange County. I'm here on Irwin Road right now, and you can see the streetlights here are back on after being off all morning. Now take a look at this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker, and you can see those crews with Duke Energy here working to restore power early this morning. They were finally able to get the lights turned back on in this area at around 4:30 a.m. This power outage stemmed from tree limbs and branches falling onto power lines. Since this is a WRAL Severe Weather Alert Day, we'll continue to monitor not only the weather, but how that could impact the power for customers all throughout the Triangle. In Chapel Hill, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
And good morning, I'm Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center, getting you a look here at the delay situation that's happening over at RDU. Now, this is the FlightAware website showing at least 24 delays at RDU as of the last couple of minutes here. We're seeing at least 3 total cancellations. But if you look at this little box here that says by airline, most of these, it appears to be, are from Delta with 16. So that's interesting there. Now, did the weather have something to do with this? That is quite possible, but I just pointed out Delta, which of course is one of the airlines that was still struggling after that major tech outage that happened globally. We'll keep watching to see if there are any improvements happening here in the WRAL Live Center.
This morning, the search will resume for a man who disappeared while swimming in the Neuse River. This is part of that search right there. This happened at Raleigh Beach, and the search had to be called off because of bad weather and darkness last night. WRAL's Laura Levine is at that scene right now. This is a place at that Raleigh Beach area of Neuse River where 4 people have drowned, in the last 2 months, 2 this week, Laura.
Absolutely. Good morning, Jeff. Right now we are standing here off of Loch Raven Parkway. Behind me, you can see law enforcement officers blocking off the entrance here at Neuse River Trail. Search and rescue teams will be back out here, resuming their efforts this morning after that swimmer went missing at Raleigh Beach. The Wake County Sheriff's Office responded to the call around 11:45 yesterday morning. A view from Sky 5 shows search boats in the water and a tent set up on a nearby bridge. A witness said a man was in the water and never resurfaced. The rain we've seen over the past couple of days is complicating matters and has made the water muddy. After the 4th reported drowning in 2 months, crews with the city of Raleigh are putting up a gate to restrict traffic to city staff vehicles and first responders. A spokesperson with the city of Raleigh did say they are speaking with various different agencies to discuss how they can make this area safer. And it's also important to note that today's forecast could impact the search and rescue efforts once again out here. So we'll continue to monitor things as they pick back up this morning. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Former President Donald Trump will be back in North Carolina today. He's holding a campaign rally in Charlotte. It's his first public rally since President Biden dropped out of the presidential race. Trump is expected to turn his full focus on his likely new opponent, Vice President Kamala Harris. He will take the stage tonight at 6 inside Bojangles Coliseum. The Secret Service is now recommending that Trump and Harris stop holding outdoor rallies. WRAL's Eric Miller will have live reports starting at noon. You can count on WRAL to bring you updates on air, online, and on the WRAL News app.
Today, the Democratic National Convention starts the process of naming its new presidential nominee. A committee will meet to talk about that process for how to pick a new nominee to replace President Joe Biden on the ticket. Vice President Kamala Harris has secured the backing of enough delegates to get that nomination. The DNC plans to hold a virtual roll call before the convention to select a nominee. DNC Chair Jamie Harrison says that process should wrap up by August 7th, which is 12 days before the convention starts.
And Jeff, Kamala Harris is on the campaign trail. She is taking the offensive against former President Trump. Harris held her first rally Tuesday in Wisconsin. She compared Trump to the criminals she once took on as a prosecutor. She also zeroed in on his praise of the Supreme Court for overturning Roe v. Wade.
We trust women to make decisions about their own body and not have their government tell them what to do.
Trump attacked Harris in a press conference by phone, saying she is the same as Biden, but much more radical.
Tonight, President Joe Biden is expected to address the nation from the Oval Office, and he's expected to talk about his decision to leave the presidential race after immense pressure from fellow Democrats. He will also lay out what he hopes to do in his final 6 months in office. You can watch President Biden's address tonight on WRAL. It is scheduled to start at 8.
A lightning strike may be to blame for a house fire in Johnston County. Firefighters responded to a home in the Flowers Plantation community around 8 last night. The homeowner said she heard the strike and quickly knew her house had been hit. The fire chief says the fire was contained to the attic, but the home has smoke and water damage.
We are just 2 days away from the opening ceremony, counting it down right now in the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Some action is kicking off there today. The U.S. men's soccer team, players under the age of 23, will take on France in an opening round group match. That game happens at 3 o'clock this afternoon. WRAL is your home for the Summer Olympics. We'll have live coverage starting this Friday through August 11th. So look for updates live from Paris throughout the competition at 6 a.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m.
Covering Wake County, you can get a free electric fan today thanks to a giveaway by the Salvation Army. The giveaway starts at 9 this morning in the parking lot on Capitol Boulevard. The Salvation Army has 149 fans to give away thanks to a partnership with Westlake Ace Hardware. The giveaway goes until noon or until all the fans are given away. Israel's prime minister will address Congress later today. The new hope for a ceasefire and hostage deal as Benjamin Netanyahu is in Washington.
And 2 men in New Hampshire are okay after a whale jumped on their boat, capsizing. It will show you the incredible video. And meteorologist Amy Wilmoth tracking another WRAL weather alert day.
The third in a row. At noon this morning, we have a flood watch in effect through tomorrow. A level 1 risk for severe storms for some of you as well. Coming up, I'm going to talk about how much additional rain we could get in the coming days.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
It's another WRAL Weather Alert Day. We have the threat for additional flooding and isolated severe storms. This morning, we have some wet roads for the morning commute. We have some rain lingering in the eastern and southeastern part of the viewing area. We have had some heavy rain overnight across a good part of the area, but it has let up with a heavier rain moving closer to the coast. But still some rain in Johnston County, down toward Cumberland County, Sampson County, Hope County, still getting some light rain. The rain continues to move east, but we still have wet roads for the morning commute, so we'll likely have some slowdown with some ponding on some area roads. We'll have a break from the rain for the middle part of the day, but then another round of storms will be possible late this afternoon and this evening. Heavy rain and damaging winds will be possible. Another round of heavy rain possible for tomorrow. Coming up, I'm going to talk about how much rain we could get over the next few days.
Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, Amy, you see those wet road conditions you talk about, and it's showing up right now on our sensors. But the good news is right now we're not seeing any major delays on any of our major roads this morning in the Beltline, I-540 and I-540 as well. The Beltline, I-40, not a problem to report this morning. We do want to give you a look outside and show you exactly what's going on with one of our major roadways this morning. This is a live camera at I-40 and Aviation Parkway. If you have an early morning flight, this is what you want to see. Clear sailing to RDU International. Of course, we'll have another update in about 10 minutes, Jeff.
Take it to the skies here. The Department of Transportation is now launching an investigation into Delta Airlines as it struggles to rebound from the global tech issues of last week. The airline CEO is apologizing to passengers who have been stranded for days. He says Delta is fully cooperating with the Transportation Department's investigation.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will address Congress today on Capitol Hill. I'll give you a live look at the U.S. Capitol building right now. His address comes as there is new hope for a ceasefire and hostage deal in the Israel-Hamas war. Both U.S. and Israeli officials are voicing optimism about the end of the war. President Biden said earlier this week that negotiators are on the verge of reaching a deal. A source familiar with negotiations says Israel won't give its latest response to mediators until after Netanyahu meets with Biden tomorrow.
2 men in New Hampshire are lucky to be alive after a massive whale capsized their boat. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here with some incredible video if you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it really is incredible, Jeff. Greg Paquette and Ryland Kenny were fishing near the Portsmouth Harbor yesterday when the humpback whale came crashing on top of their boat. Look at this video. This is the moment that humpback whale jumped on the boat. Kenny fell off the boat into the water. He said he jumped horizontally away from it to avoid being hit. Colin and Wyatt Yeager, who you see here, they were fishing nearby. They took that video from their fishing boat. As soon as they saw it happen, they rushed into rescue mode.
It's kind of a miracle, that I'm alive, and I don't know what was going through my head. It was just kind of survival.
Luckily, nobody was hurt in this. A tow company brought the boat back to a marina in Maine. The boat's engine is cracked and needs to be repaired, but that's not stopping Paquette. He says as soon as everything is fixed, he plans to get back out on the water. But I mean, something they will never forget.
How you knocked that thing over like a toy out there.
I know.
And they were fishing. They're lucky there were some other boats in the area, a lot of people fishing. There must have been a lot of fish around that area to make it breach like that, looking for food.
Crazy.
A new study pinpoints another reason forever chemicals known as PFAS are so prevalent in the human body. Researchers found everyday foods, including apples, corn, spinach, and strawberries, are frequently sprayed with pesticides that contain PFAS. They also found PFAS pesticides in insect-killing sprays used in homes and in flea treatments for pets. PFAS are estimated to be present in the bloodstream of 98% of Americans.
Storms last night filled the night sky with lightning. This was what the WRAL storm tracker saw last night driving on I-40 in Johnston County. The storms knocked out power to homes throughout our area. We had a couple thousand we were checking on this morning. And Amy Wilmoth in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now, Hope County, another one of those places. As we look at the severe risk here today, flooding tops it.
Right. We have had a lot of rain over the last several days. The ground is saturated. When we get under these heavy thunderstorms that we expect later on today, localized flooding certainly possible. We have a medium risk for flooding, and new this morning, everyone in a flood watch through tomorrow. The severe risk for today, it's a level 1 risk from Wake County and points to the north. That's also new this morning. Later this afternoon, this evening, the same thing we've had the last few days. Showers and storms will start to get going, and some of those could be severe with some heavy rain. This morning, we've had some rain moving through, but we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings or anything like that. No lightning showing up. We have had some light to moderate rain in Wake County, certainly some wet roads. We have some rain in Johnston County, pretty much covered in rain right now. Moving toward Wilson, Rocky Mount, you have some light rain headed your way as well. And down to the south, we have some scattered showers in eastern Cumberland County, Sampson County, Wayne County getting some rain. This is a look at the 24-hour rainfall totals. Anywhere where you see these purple red colors, that's 2 to 2.5 inches of rain. And so we've had some very heavy rain across a good part of the area over the last 24 hours. And when you look at the last several days, we've had 6 in a row with measurable rain at RDU, over 7.5 inches for the month. And so again, the ground just completely saturated. It just can't hold much water. So what is it going to do? It's going to run off into the roads later on today when we get some of those heavier downpours. This is a look at how much rainfall we could get. This takes us through Friday, anywhere from an inch to maybe as much as 3 inches if you get under one of those heavier downpours. We have a medium risk for flooding for the next few days, but the good news is drier air on the way for the weekend. So we finally see an end in sight, but we have to wait until the weekend. But that's some pretty good timing. Live look at North Hills, and we have cloudy skies. So some rain a short time ago, but it's let up in the triangle. 75 right now in Raleigh and Rocky Mount, 73 in Fayetteville. Hour by hour today, we're going to have a break from the rain for the late morning hours into the middle part of the day, but then those storms firing up later today. It's going to be hot and steamy with highs in the low 90s. We're considering issuing a weather alert day for tomorrow as well because of the flooding rains expected. We're going to make that decision later this afternoon. But again, that stormy pattern coming to an end finally after days of rain. And it's good timing with the weekend. It's going to be pretty nice.
And usually we don't get that good timing.
Right.
So now we'll take that. Thanks a lot, Amy. Taking a look at those wet road conditions. Of course, Amy just aptly put it that we've been experiencing those rain showers overnight and into the morning. And that's what you're seeing this morning. But the good news is we're not seeing any major delays on any of our major roadways this morning. All around the triangle, nothing but green. Not just green because of the wet roads, but green because everything is flowing nicely. This is a live look at I-440 and Lake Boone Trail this morning. You can see the wet road conditions. Traffic is picking up just a little bit, but people are moving along at a steady clip and at a safe clip at that. We do have the WRAL storm tracker out on the roadways this morning. Kelsey Coffey giving us a look at the Beltline right now. There you see, right as we've been seeing all morning long, not really seeing any rain showers this morning right now in Wake County, but the important thing is we've got you covered in terms of letting you know exactly what's going on when you're heading out this morning.
Ken, thanks. UNC Health says it's fixed a problem that knocked its systems offline. What the health network says caused the problems at its facilities Tuesday.
Also, we are getting some more information about what to expect in the next season of Bridgerton, the character who will be the main focus of season 4 that's coming up in What's Trending.
First, here's a look at your winning lottery numbers. We'll be right back.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
We now know which member of the Bridgerton family will take center stage in the next season.
Ken Smith here now with what's trending, dominating the conversation.
Very exciting. Season 4 of the Netflix series will focus on the love story of perpetual bachelor Benedict Bridgerton. Boy, he's been a fan favorite for a long time, Benedict Bridgerton. This is a situation where we're going to figure out exactly, he's been looking for some lady that he saw, a lady in silver he meets at a masquerade ball. No word yet on a release date for season 4.
No, but it does take 8 months to film, then they have to edit, then they have to dub in all these languages. So we're looking maybe 2 years out before we get to this installment of Benedict's story.
Worth the wait, though, you say.
He is a fan favorite. Yeah, I mean, this guy doesn't want to settle down, but then he sees perhaps who's going to be the one.
The lady in silver.
Intriguing.
Intriguing, that's right. Well, you know, NFL star QB Joe Burrow is known for his sometimes eclectic style. Well, his new look has fans talking. He showed up to the Cincinnati Bengals training camp with a buzzed, bleached blonde haircut. Some say he looks maybe like Slim Shady or maybe Ken of Barbie fame. Or how about the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes?
Oh, my. Well,
look at that.
It's obviously all the buzz at Bengals camp right there that they are dealing with. But he was in high school in Ohio when I was there. He did the same thing his senior year in high school. Shaved down the same way.
Oh, okay.
It grew back.
And he did.
Thanks, Ken.
Totally changed his look, though. President Biden will speak to the nation tonight for the first time since
Have some breaking news here in the WRAL Live Center. Right now, we know obviously Paris is where the Olympics is being hosted for the Summer Olympics, but we just learned that Salt Lake City, Utah, will be the host of the 2034 Olympics that are happening there, the Winter Olympics. This is a watch party that's happening live right now. The Olympics committee actually just voted on that within the past hour or so, we're learning. So it's pretty exciting knowing that, yes, we're going to have the Paris Olympics that we're covering here on WRAL News, but in 2034, the Winter Olympics, Salt Lake City.
Search and rescue crews will resume here to Raleigh Beach looking for a man who disappeared yesterday. Just ahead, we're going to have a look at the search and rescue efforts underway and how the city of Raleigh is working to make this area much safer.
And we have another weather alert day in place for today. We have a flood watch now in effect. Some of you under a level 1 risk for severe storms. This pattern continues into Friday. Coming up, I'll have the timing for today's round of showers and storms.
President Biden will speak to the nation tonight for the first time since dropping out of the presidential race. What he's expected to talk about in his Oval Office address.